This is from, oh, this is from 9 days ago. So this is somewhat older now. But the thumbnail says, best $700 PC from none other than Joey Delgado. And even in the title, it gives us a little bit of spoiler action with the GTX 1660 Super and Ryzen 5 5500. I think we're going to watch at 1.5x. All right,
Yo, what up, players? Hope all is well. Welcome to another full PC build.
Did he just say baller? Wow. I honestly thought I was the only PC builder that said that. Okay.
If you've never built a PC before, you're good. I got you. You come to the right place. Here we show you how to do everything from start to finish. By the time you're done watching this video, you will have full confidence to build your own system for the first time. Today we're going to be working with a $700 USD budget. You guys are going to be really excited to find out.
$700. Okay.
First,
okay. So what do you guys think of Joey Delgado's recipe for his build guide videos? They're all like literally the exact same, where he shows off all the parts. He builds the PC, really nice explanation of how to build the PC step by step. I think he does that every single time. And then he does some like longer form benchmarks where he doesn't just show you the chart and the numbers. He actually plays some games. He lands some headshots and whatnot. All of his videos are like 18, 20, 25 minutes long.
First, our graphics card. We went with an EVGA NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660 Super. What are we
All right, so 1660 Super in a $700 build guide. I want to know what you guys think, because it seems like every YouTuber that recommends the 1660 Super gets a lot of hate. Now, we have to remember that the 1660 Super, just by itself, is a really good card for what it is. Like, it's more on the budget range now, but there's usually better options. Why would you go with the 1660 Super for $230 when you can get a 2060? Yeah, the 2060 is the card that people are always like, why don't you just use a 2060? All right, here we go.
Start with a Ryzen 5 5500 CPU. This is a 6-core CPU. It comes with a
5500U. I don't think anybody is a fan of this. I think a lot of people are like, why would I ever use a 5500U? So a 5500U is around what? I think they determine it's around, I never did the testing myself. I don't think I'm ever going to buy a 5500U, but it's usually around like 3600 performance, you know, significantly, not significantly, but certainly lower than 5600, 5600X. And it's also PCIe Gen 3, and that's it. So I can think of maybe 1 or 2 cases where a 5500U would make sense. It would definitely not be a brand new build like this, but if you are on an ultra tight budget and you're already invested into the AM4 platform and you're on a Ryzen 3, like a 1200X, first or second gen Ryzen 3, maybe it makes sense, but for a brand new build guide, it doesn't make sense. It costs $140. How much does the 12100F cost? $40 cheaper. And the 12100F smokes the 5500. Now, granted, as always, when comparing 12th gen Intel with Ryzen, you can get much cheaper AM4 motherboards compared to something like a B660, which you would need for a 12100F. However, $40 or $39. This costs $39 more than 12100F. That offsets the price. So I want to see how much he paid for his CPU and motherboard combo, but B660 motherboards are getting down low enough where you probably could have done that instead of this right here. The only time I would use this is, again, if you already have or secured a super, super cheap, something like a B450, B550 even motherboard, but you probably aren't going to get a really good deal on a B550. But even then, I would still recommend spending extra money on the 5600.
stock heatsink, and that's what we're going to be using to save some bucks. So we're going to be throwing our Ryzen 5 CPU and a B550 chipset motherboard. This is by Asus.
I didn't know that was coming right away. That's exactly what I would not do. You know, so oh my God, that's so bad. That's legitimately bad advice now. So he got a B550 motherboard, a cheap B550 motherboard at that or a lower performing B550 for a bad price. $110 plus the $140 on a not good motherboard and a not good CPU. That's $250 for the combo. $250. You could easily get a 12100F and a B660 motherboard for cheaper than that. That's wild. That's wild. So that's actually bad advice. I'm trying to think of where the perspective came from. It doesn't make sense why he would recommend this, which is why I'm trying to think about it, because like the 12100F has been dominating for months now, And the 5500 is a new CPU. So I'm not sure like what even perspective he's coming from. Out of touch with the market. Is that what it is though? Like, I guess that's all it is. Yeah, that's a terrible combo. Would highly not recommend a, oh my God, a 5500 and a B550 motherboard for $250. That's terrible price to performance.
For a micro ATX case, this is a deep
okay,
cool
good
case.
choice. Good choice. I like that.
M.2 SSD.
He's stuck with micro ATX and the micro ATX motherboard and in the deep cool cube. I like that choice. And also with this SM570, great choice. $45, 500 gigabyte NVMe, pretty fast speed or pretty moderate speeds. Good choices right there on the case and the
RAM,
SSD.
16 gigabytes, rated at 3200 megahertz. Look at the price.
This is outdated information here.
The price of RAM right now is really nice. I like.
Yeah, the price of like all black kits is indeed cheap, and $58 is cheap for a Corsair Vengeance LPX. If he got this from Corsair, then I would understand using it. But the LPX kits were like the recommendation, what, 3 years ago? But now, if you're just looking purely for an all black RAM kit, like you really, for 2x8 gigabytes, you probably shouldn't be spending more than $55. $58 isn't the worst thing in the world, but the LPX recommendation, I personally think that is just outdated. Like, there's so many other options right there.
Like a lot. For the juice, we're going to be powering it with an EVGA power supply. This is bronze rated and
VA.
All right, guys, first we're going to be working with
VA is, that's tier D, right? VA? Oh, no, it is tier C low end. Yeah. I mean, people don't like the BA regardless. $45, yeah. A BM2 would have been better. You know, the Asus Tough would have been better. Not the best recommendation in the world right there.
All right, guys, first we're going to be working with our CPU and our motherboard. Let's open it up. We're going to want to get our board out, I/O shield, and these little screws for our SSD. So
that makes
sense.
Look at
our CPU, guys. On the bottom left-hand side, there's a little golden arrow. And if we take a look at
he
our
shows
CPU
this in
socket on our
every single
motherboard, on the
video,
top left,
which
there's a little arrow. So first, we're going to lift this lever.
His videos are designed for if this is the very first build guide that you're ever watching, then this is actually a good, well, other than the part selection, which is arguably a really important point. But as far as the assembly goes, he makes every single video like it's your first time watching the video, then you'll be good to go, which I can respect. Like, that's definitely what he's trying to target. But yeah, that's not how a lot of us do it.
Just like that. What you don't want to do is you don't want to put in the CPU. Have
That's
it not
really,
go in, and then
he's got that camera really close to the CPU there.
So again, just hover it over.
Is he holding in the camera himself? I wish he would have shown like installing it on the box. Put the motherboard in the box. Not 100% necessary, obviously, but I wish he would have showed that.
So I'm going to screw in one of the sides a little bit, get it to attach, and then I'm going to screw in the side across from that, get that to attach a little bit, and move on.
Oh, you can't do that, Joey. Come on now. I don't. You can't leave your CPU cooler like that. Like that. I understand that I take aesthetics way farther than most people do on YouTube, but I guess it's still not 100% common knowledge that you want to rotate that AMD logo. It 100%. I blame AMD first. Or Cooler Master, but I blame them 100% because that AMD logo should ship out of the box with the AMD logo up at the top. But any experienced PC builder is doing that. It looks really stupid with it on the left-hand side. Like, all you got to do is remove these or you don't even have to remove those. All you got to do is remove the 2 screws right here where my mouse cursor is, pick it up, flip it, and then you don't even need to install those 2 screws because it's going to click into place. You don't even need to do that.
So then once I have them all attached a little bit, then I'll go ahead and screw in one of them all the way. And you can't over tighten it because the screwdriver will just stop. It has a safety, so there, that one's done. I do screws across from each other.
Some good information.
Even pressure when screwing it in.
I like how he explained that.
Next, our RAM. All right, guys, so we're gonna be putting our RAM in the second and fourth
Yeah, I really wish he would have done this on a box
though.
Because whenever you're gonna install this RAM like on a hard table like this, like you're gonna be like digging into that motherboard. It's not gonna be a good feeling, especially for a beginning PC builder. You feel much safer pushing into cardboard than the top of a table.
It's not indented on the RAM slot, so this way I'm gonna put it in.
Look at the motherboard.
Down with both thumbs equal force. It should go in all the way, and the lever will clip back up.
Aesthetics over everything mindset. You definitely don't want to leave the super ugly, unless if this turns out to be a black and blue gaming PC, which I doubt it will be. You can't leave that this is the one downfall with the SM570 is that blue PCB just looks atrocious under there. Unless if you're hiding it with a super beefy Air CPU cooler, or you're making your build like black and blue, then you gotta put a heatsink on this, or just get a different one.
Comes in a little bag inside your motherboard. Storage installed. Now we're ready to put our motherboard inside our case. So we've worked with this case before, but in the white colorway. And the screws
I love this case.
right here.
This is
First thing
super
we're gonna do
solid.
we're
Is he
stand
gonna
offs
do
on the
this
appropriate
vertically?
position for your motherboard. This is micro ATX form factor, and the standoffs inside this case are already in the appropriate position, so you're ready to go. No need to change anything. So first, I line up the ports on the
wow.
motherboard with the I/O shield, and then
Wait,
once I have
wait,
that
wait,
lined
wait,
up,
wait.
I then line up the middle.
There's nothing wrong with doing it like that. How do you guys install your motherboards into cases? Vertically like this, or do you lay the case down? Vertical versus horizontal. Linus does it vertically too. I have seen him do that before.
Like that, and then there you go. I'm gonna be screwing it in now. I would do this with the case laying down. It's easier.
I don't know if
I'm
I've ever
doing it
done that
standing up just
before.
so you guys can see it better in the video. I'm gonna be secure.
Yeah, wow, that's surprising. I wonder if they just do that for
Motherboard
camera.
guys. Next, we're gonna be
They
installing
might
the
just do
juice.
that for
Here's
the
screws to
camera.
secure it to the case. You always
Because a lot of you probably don't know this, but it is actually pretty difficult, especially without a standing desk, to get proper shots of you putting the motherboard into the case. You got to get really high above there. So you have to have a really high tripod, or what we do, so we don't have to adjust the tripod settings, we use a standing desk for every desk that we shoot at, and we just like knock that height down as low as it goes, so we can get those shots. Maybe that's why Linus and him do it, now that I think about it. I'm not sure. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, let's go. All right, Joey. What extensions did he use?
look super awesome. Originally, this 24-pin part.
Did he say what brand these were? I don't think he said in the intro.
So
Wow,
one of these.
gaining
Alright,
a
guys,
lot
time
of
to connect cables
respect.
now. This is super simple. Do not be intimidated. We're going to take it one cable at a time, and we're going to break our cables into groups. So the first group is our power supply cables. The
Okay,
second group
yeah,
is
that makes
our
sense.
case cables, which connect our power button and our USB ports up here in the front of our case. And then the last group of cables is the fans. In this case,
So that's something I do a little bit differently. I always install all of the case connectors before I even install the power supply. If you guys have been watching my build guides, I've been doing it like that for years. I prefer to even cable manage my version of cable manage the cables from the case directly to the motherboard before that power supply goes in, just so I don't have to do all of it at once. I like to get some routes, some cable routes established, start hiding them, and then I place the power supply cables based off of where I have room instead of just doing it all at once. But that's definitely not mandatory.
it only comes with one fan pre-installed, but we're going to be adding a second one to the front just to keep even airflow. So
There
we're
you
gonna start
go.
with our case cables.
Yeah,
On
just
the
have
bottom
one fan,
left-hand
that's
side
all
of
it
our
needs.
motherboard. First, we're going to be connecting our HD audio cable. It's going to plug in to these pins right here. It only goes in
This
one
is
way,
really
and it
tough to
looks
get
like
on
that.
camera
Now
as
we're gonna
well.
move over right here. This is where we're going to hook up our USB 3.0
This is all
cable. So one of the
digitally
sides is flat,
zoomed.
and the other
Yeah.
side has this little hump right here. So we want
It's
to
really
line
hard
this
to get
little
a
hump right
camera
here on
lens
the
in
right-hand
there.
side of this. We're going to line it up straight.
And
so
your
not many pins,
hand.
push it in all the way. Now, if we move to the bottom,
That's why, like, a little behind the scenes info. That's why, like, his hand is super exposed, because they're like really blasting all of the light and maybe artificial brightness in post processing to get inside the case. That's why it looks off. Like, these shots are really, really hard to get as a content creator.
So I'll throw a chart up on the screen to help us. First, we're going to hook up our HDD LED.
Wow,
cable.
I
Notice
love
there's
that
a
he
little arrow.
showed that
means
in
the
a video
positive
like
side. So the
this.
positive side on the left, and we're going to hook it into the
Yeah,
bottom row.
'cause
First
that's
and second
how
pins, just like that.
99%
Now,
of
for the rest
motherboards
cables,
are.
positive, negative, doesn't matter. So for our power switch, we're going to hook it into the first row, third,
really
and
like
fourth
how he
pin.
did
So it should
that.
look like that so far. Now, right under our power switch,
Split
the
screen,
second row,
that's
third, and
super
fourth
helpful
pins is where we're gonna hook
to
up our reset
beginners.
switch.
Okay,
There we
this
go.
makes
So
sense why
one
everyone
done.
watches them.
Cool. Wait,
This
that
is
one's
so
good to go. Now,
detailed.
if we move
Now, one thing I don't like is he's not showing his cable combs. I think this is a huge mistake. Well, not huge in the grand scheme of things, but in terms of aesthetics, this is a mistake right here. I personally would have put the cable combs on the other side. That way you can actually see them. I don't like how you can see the bottom of the comb. 99 times out of 100, I'm gonna place it the opposite direction of this, just to showcase, like, especially like Asia Horse with their colored cable combs, or if you're trying to get like some contrasty look using white Asia Horse or white cable extensions with black cable combs, that looks much better than just showing the back of the, like, it looks like a bunch of like little forks coming out of it. I don't like when people do that. I think that's a mistake.
move to the top left side of our board. Right here is where we're going to hook
But
up
I
our
do like
CPU
that he's
power
using
cable.
cable
So again, the pins
extensions.
need to clip on top.
Wait,
The
wait,
cable
wait,
will be
wait,
in the
wait, wait, wait. Wait, where's the extensions? What happened?
old CPU. Make sure it goes in all the way, and it should look like.
Where did the extensions go? Why doesn't he have extensions on the 8-pin?
that. Now our last power cables for our graphics
Was that a
card, we'll set
mistake?
that to the side for now. So this case comes with one fan right here.
No,
and
it's
the
not. Why is it? What? Oh my God. Did we miss something? He didn't show the extensions at the beginning of the video, so maybe he just had like these extra like laying around in a plastic bag or something? What happened?
All right, guys, so we're done connecting all our cables except the graphics card. So
That looks so stupid. Why doesn't he have the 8-pin extension? I'm losing it. Did he forget?
time to install it. And here we have our 1660. It's rocking a black and gray color theme. Big old
1660 super.
right here. For the
You
video
can't
ports,
just say
one DVI,
1660.
one HDMI, one display port. All right, guys, so we need to make room for it by removing the second and third brackets. So we just push it out. There we go.
There you go.
All right.
It's a really good tip, actually. Painful taught me this a while ago. If you can remember, which is really, really tough to do, I would highly recommend removing these before your motherboard goes in place. You need to make sure that you remove the correct ones. Sometimes it's going to be the top 2, sometimes it's going to be 2 and 3, etc., etc. But when you're removing these, if there's like a big capacitor like right around here or anything on the motherboard, you don't want to like bend and chip that off. You could actually do some damage if you're not careful. So I would try to remove these before you install your motherboard, but I forget to do that a lot. But it is a good tip. See how dumb that blue WD 570 looks.
Put this back on.
That's sticking out like a sore thumb in there. That looks really stupid. With the black, the blue, and the purple, that looks really dumb. Again, with the cable combs, I really don't like that he did it that way.
That's nice. Last, our Funko Pop placement right here.
Of course, he's got the Funko Pop. Oh, I don't know if he did this on purpose, but okay. I don't know. The blue is different on the 570 compared to the blue Funko Pop here. If he did that on purpose, then I will. Oh my God, there's the extra cable extensions right there. Oh my goodness. He just forgot. That's wild. He literally just forgot to do the extension. Look, you have enough. Oh my goodness. He just forgot to put it on the 8-pin. That hurts. That hurts. Maybe I wonder like later on in the video if we'll see the 8-pin purple extension make an appearance. Like maybe he realized like during filming that they forgot it. We'll see. But yeah, going back to the Funko Pop, if he did this on purpose, then I actually fully respect that. Trying to get the two-tone with the blue and the purple. I respectfully doubt it. But if he did, then that's some serious goals there.
All right, I'm gonna put everything back together real quick.
Let's see if he figures out this 8-pin doesn't have an extension. Bengo, thank you very much for the tier 1 resub. Come back for 4 months in a row. Thank you.
Premium it looks, guys, with that tempered glass eye panel.
That looks good.
For the first time. Boom.
It doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look terrible. You definitely, this is really tough to do. Before you get that PC on camera, you gotta make sure that you super clean and organize those cable extensions. Like whenever they look sloppy like this, especially his 24-pin. Let's go back here a little bit. That 24-pin is nasty. You got to make that a much tighter line. Sometimes cases get in the way of that, but you got to pull that way tighter than what it is. And then the graphics card cable, like look at it like breaching up here. And again, all of the cable all of the cable extensions are right here. So he got one VGA 8-pin here. He's got another VGA 8-pin. It came with 2 6-pins, and then there's one for the 8-pin CPU. So he 100% has this 8-pin CPU extensions laying down right next to it. I hope he corrects it.
All right, guys, so first we're going to install Windows from a USB flash drive. I made a video on how to create one of these for free. It's linked in the video description, or you can buy a Windows flash drive from Best Buy. Second, we're going to install all the drivers we need. Third, we're going to make sure our RAM is running out of speed. Fourth,
I don't mind showing the building process, but like this is where it gets really repetitive. Like I'm sure his retention on these videos, like right here, installing Windows in every single video, I'm sure that tanks. Just because people don't want to watch this. Even if you've never seen it, like you probably don't want to watch it. Like it's just so basic, so annoying.
I'm already connected to the internet through an Ethernet cable. If you want to use Wi-Fi, you have to purchase a USB Wi-Fi adapter on Amazon.
That's a good explanation. A lot of beginners don't understand that concept. That desktops don't come with Wi-Fi.
And before we can install our motherboard drivers, we have to extract them. Right-click, extract all, extract. Do the same for the others. All right, we don't need the zip ones.
Yeah. I haven't downloaded an audio driver in a really long time. I don't think I really am messing out. The drivers that come with Windows are usually enough, unless if you're like an audiophile that's looking for a specific feature that a standalone driver might have over what's already included, what the manufacturer sent to Windows to be baked into the operating system. But I don't know. I don't think that's really a necessary step. Sometimes the Ethernet is a necessary step, like you won't get Ethernet. But if your Ethernet is already getting full speed and you're connected to the internet successfully, you don't really need to install an Ethernet driver, in my opinion.
All right, we finished installing all 3 of our drivers.
I don't mind the AMD chipset or AMD software, though. I don't mind that.
Now we're going to be cool. We're in our BIOS, and as you can see, our RAM is only running at 2133 megahertz. Let's go to advanced mode. AI tweaker, AI overclock tuner. We're going to change it from auto to DOCP.
Just change
now,
it.
As you can see,
DOCP. That's it. That's all you need.
Exit.
Other than, I hope he says something about updating the BIOS. That's one thing that we consciously make sure before we sell any build on the website. We always, or before we benchmark it, we always make sure we update the BIOS, just because especially with like some newer hardware like the 5500, like a brand new CPU or something like Intel 12th gen. There's a lot of optimizations that come in those BIOS updates. So I wish he would have said something about that. Maybe he will, but if you're in the BIOS, that whenever you change XM or whenever you enable XMP or DOCP, that's a good time to update your BIOS as well.
All right, guys, Apex time. 1080p resolution.
All right, let's see what he's
FOV's
got.
lens.
I do like how he shows all the settings instead of just saying like hi. So what do you guys think of when he does these montages like this? What are your thoughts? Landing the headshots, you can see up in the top left huge text of what FPS numbers he's getting.
Yeah. All right, performance is great. If you're rocking a 144 hertz monitor, you're covered for Apex on this rig. Next game, settings we're using for.
That's actually a really important thing to cover, because whenever like I do like a consulting order or whatnot, I always ask them what resolution and refresh rate their monitors are. It's good to declare, especially again for the new. His target audience is obviously like brand new first-time PC builders. It's good to include that. Okay, just a lot of one-shot kills. Is this all the same game though? Oh wow, wow. I don't know if you guys saw that, but the time up there's not a lot. He's not skipping a lot of time in the video. Like if you watch a headshotting montage that I used to do, there'd be like 17 minutes in between each headshot if you're actually looking at the clock. Not with Joey. He's actually going off. Getting like 150 FPS. 1660 Super, 5500, that makes sense. See, I don't like all this nonsense. I don't want to see that in the benchmarks. I want to know what numbers he's getting. I don't need.
Oh shit.
I don't need to see this. This is definitely like appealing to his audience. This is good on Joey. For me, it's not for me. I do like the pacing that he does from game to game. It's really good. That's not unique to this video. That's how all of his videos are. The pacing going from game to game is really cool. He's doing squads on Warzone for benchmarking. That's bold. I'm definitely a do the team deathmatch so we can rack up the kills, because I could go 15 real life minutes without getting a single Warzone kill. That's a bold move to be doing, especially squads Warzone for a benchmarking video. Damn, Joey.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up right there.
Third place, not bad.
Catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for all you guys' love and support.
Oh, this is the end. That's it. Overall, I really like that he included the cable extensions. I think that was just a big mistake on not including the 8-pin, but the part selection is pretty bad with the 5500U, their 5500, I mean, the B550 motherboard and the 1660 Super. That's pretty awful, like I've been saying for this entire segment. But overall, the video itself, 10 out of 10, would highly recommend it. I actually hung out with Joey for a few days like 2 years ago. He's a really cool dude. Like he's exactly what you would expect. Super chill, mellow, down. Like I don't like using like all those cliche descriptors like down to earth, humble, and all that. But like he really is. Like he's just a dude that you can hang out with. He was fun. But yeah, that's Joey's video. I really like the style of video. Just don't really like the parts list. I'll drop the link here for Joey Delgado's video in the chats, just in case if you guys want to go watch this for yourself real quickly, as soon as I can figure out how to do that. There we go. All right, it's in the Twitch chat, and then I'll drop it in the YouTube chat as well. If you guys are interested, go show Joey some love.